Secret friends, unite!
Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite podcast, episode 98. This is your guide to all things nerd. I'm your host, Todd Oxtra, joined by Charlie Carden. That's Charlie.
That was my dolphin noise. Oh, construction noise.
And we are also joined by a secret friend. This is his, first showing, second attempt to be on the show. Matthew Kiel. What's up, buddy?
Well, since I'm a music guy, I'll just quote Public Enemy. Suckers to the side, I know you hate my 98.
Yes.
Well, you couldn't have said it any better than that.
Hashtag topical.
Yeah, so Matt was previously going to be on the podcast. We had some shenanigans a while ago, and Matt has been on the Secret Friends. Yes. We have had Matt on the Secret Friends Gaming podcast, which has been great. So we're happy to have Matt on to actually talk about non-gaming things, but he can always talk about games if he'd like to. But, Matt, as always, when we bring on a new secret friend, give us kind of your entry and how you became a nerd. Or geek?
I became a long time ago. I can still remember. No, I'm kidding.
A woman met a man, and they made a little baby. Yeah.
No, well, I was actually starting to do American. I was starting to do American Pie by Don McLean. I'm not going to do that.
Long time ago. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I became a nerd. Probably. I mean, I guess I could say I'm a different type of nerd, but whatever. But I became a nerd probably when I was 7. And I actually used my first little bit of money to buy my first cassette. And, I walked into, I think it was Target at the time. And my parents were like, okay, you could buy a cassette. And I walked by everything they expected me to get. And I picked up The Clash's London Calling on cassette.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure my parents looked at me that day and went, what?
What?
So, I mean, I wanted to hear the Stand By Me song, which is Train in Vain. And since then, that band has been my favorite. But I've also been a nerd. Like, I love movies. Not so much the Marvel and comic stuff, but it's just not my thing. I also I do like games. I don't think I know enough to be hosting 2 video game podcasts, but that happened. I'm also big into let's see. I also like sports nerdery, if that's possible.
Oh, sure. Sports geeks.
Like, I don't really like baseball, but I love baseball history.
Fascinating.
I like understanding, the history of soccer as well, and hockey's a really fun to learn about. But yeah, no, music nerdery is probably my forte. Video game and movies are probably second to that, and then my side nerdery is the sports stuff. So that's me, I guess.
Yeah, Matt,
and I write about music for DNAnetwork.net. So.
Yeah, Matt is known for typically posting about vinyl a lot. You have a vertical vinyl player, which is kind of cool. And you have and you have a huge collection, and Matt does some really cool things. He just did, he did a top 20 for the holidays, and you do a top 20 of 2016, so that's a good source for music if you're kind of behind the times like me and Charlie. So, but we love having people from different shades of nerd, as we'd say, so excited to see where you stand on a lot of these things today, Matt. But,
well, I've been a fan of you guys for quite a while, and I've always wanted to sit down and chat with you both. So,
oh my! Well,
wishes are being answered around the table, gentlemen.
Todd can speak for himself, being behind on music. I work at a radio station. I have always loved music. I purport to know quite a bit, though I'm sure I couldn't necessarily go toe-to-toe with anyone because so much variety there is. So much variety there. I sound like Yoda. In music, nerdery, as it were, and stuff. But, I mean, I got my start with, I think I got, the same time that you got The Clash, I got Thriller. That was like the first album I ever got. And then I discovered the Beatles when I was 12, and then I've never stopped.
Yeah.
Grabbing music and consuming music and listening to whatever I get my hands on. So, yeah, I'm down. I am digging down.
Well, like, yeah, and I had Thriller, but I didn't need to buy it because I already had it, because that was just people.
It was given to you at a certain age.
It came in the mail with samples of Tide, like Frampton, Frampton Comes Alive.
Yep, and Wayne's World talked about that a lot, I think. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's where that line came from. He says, if you lived in the suburbs, it came in the mail with samples of Tide.
Yep. But I will say this. I'm just going to say this right now. I do not like Peter Frampton.
Oh.
Me, about as much as Todd loves Steely Dan. And I was saying this week, two bands that I absolutely can never stand is U2 and The Doors. Can't stand them.
Now, like, U2 is like a weird, like, U2 is a weird one for me because I do like their music, but I don't like them. They're like Kanye West. Like, I think I think he is a terrible human being, despite his mental health, and no, I'm not going to make light of that, but he makes phenomenal music, and I think U2 have made some of the better albums of the last 40 years. However, I do not need to hear about how Bono's life's work is to save Africa. So,
however, I do love to hear how Toto blesses the rains down in Africa, because that's Toto 4 is one of the best albums. I have a framed copy of that. I have a wall of albums. I haven't put it up in this house I'm living in now, but I did it a couple houses back. A framed wall of albums, and that's one of them.
Yeah, my a fellow secret friend, Sean Seitz, he would wake up to Toto every morning in college when we were roommates. So it all comes full circle, gentlemen. So, but
you bet.
I love the excitement. I'm very excited to get this episode started. And as we always do, we start with the news with Madam Web. Then we go into the Geek Easy, because we got to check into our Yacht Rock and talk about what we're geeking out about. And then we are going to play a new game this week to find out how smart we are about the keywords of IMDB. And then we'll wrap this up with some geek love, because, it's all about the geek love, baby. So without further ado, Madam Web, take us away.
Now it's time for Madam Web's Rumors and News. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Madam Web. And Matt, I don't know if you know Madam Web, but she's kind of a persnickety lady. I
know Matt. I'm a fan of Madam Web. Can I get her number?
I think her number is one of the lower ones. It's like 7.
Okay,
that's all you need. 7. No area code.
I'm gonna Google dial 7. I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, they issued it's like your social security number is 2, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And she is once again outliving everybody on the planet. Mary Tyler Moore passed away. Madam Web still kicking around. I'm not sure what deal she made with Mephisto, but you know what?
Her and Betty
we lost
White.
John Hurt.
Oh God.
Well, I think John Hurt caught something from his time on the set of Caligula, though.
Oh God.
Well. I'm
telling you, exactly. You know what? The bombs are going to fall. It's going to be Madam Web, Betty White, and Keith Richards.
Yep.
Mark my words. Well, you can't mark my words. We'll all be dead. But
exactly.
Just saying.
They'll outlive us. Yes. So this week, though, she brought us a batch of stories, 1 TV and 2 in the movies. So, Charlie, in the past, we did talk about that Marvel was developing an ABC Family series, which is now Freeform, formerly known as ABC Family. And this was going to be a series based on 2 characters that have been kicking around the Marvel Universe since the early 80s, late 70s. Trying to remember when they debuted, which is Cloak and Dagger.
Early 80s, ASM 62? No, Spectacular Spider-Man. Definitely, about 1983.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Basically,
anyway.
They were basically
as old as my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
2 street kids got superpowers. Dagger is light, Cloak is darkness. And they went on street adventures, ran into Spider-Man and everything. They've been in and out of the comic books. They're actually characters on the most recent Spider-Man cartoon series, which is kind of an interesting selection. And they've been kicking around for years. Never been really I'd say they're a D or a C tier character in the Marvel Universe.
Maybe like a B-, maybe C+, something like that.
Yeah, they kind of fight with Dazzler of who is less renowned. But
wow.
Yeah, so we knew the series was coming out. It was going to be on Freeform, and it was going to have potentially more of a Vampire Diaries, Gossip Girl feel, where it was like, kid romance and things like that on the street. But apparently they have renewed development of this, and apparently it's going to be kicking off in New Orleans in February. And they are saying that Noah Gray Cabay, he's at Heroes Reborn fame, and Debbie Ryan from Jesse and Sing It have been cast as Tyrone Johnson, Cloak, and Tandy Bowen, a.k.a. Dagger.
Tyrone Biggums.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not a lot else that have been, they've been
Will he be saying things like cocaine in a can?
Maybe. Maybe.
Red balls gives me.
Hey, Dagger, can you give me some red balls?
Yeah. People do
Shazam!
People do still steal car stereos, Wanda.
You got any of them cloaks or daggers?
Yeah.
So, quite honestly, that's really all we know right at this point, that they've selected actors. They're going to start filming in February, so this will start coming forward. So if they're filming in February, most likely this will be a fall or a early 2018 show, because Freeform has got that show Beyond right now, which is in the January time frame. So most likely this will be a show that will pop up then. So Matt, you were talking about this. This was one of your early comic book memories as your Marvel Universe. You saw Cloak and Dagger in that. And
yeah, like I was saying to Todd before we started today that I don't know much about comics. I've tried on a couple of occasions to get in, and I found a couple things that I've liked, but nothing really stuck with me to the point where I really dove in. But the one thing I've always sort of kept since I was a kid is I had this sort of Marvel Universe book, and it was basically an encyclopedia of Marvel characters. Now the only one I had, I think it was Clea to is it Gaia or Gia? I don't know how to spell it.
I bet that was. I know you're talking about the official handbook to the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition, 1986 through about 1988. You're talking about issue 3.
Sure,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Of course, it's issue 3. Of course.
I will take your word for it. But,
Look it up.
I'm not saying you're wrong, man. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, Charlie is like Rain Man when it comes to really interesting comic book knowledge.
Definitely
80s Marvel. 80s Marvel. Yeah.
But anyway, and I actually really enjoyed just reading about the heroes in that book, to the point where that sort of spurred my first interest in comics when I found that. And but then I also didn't see a lot of the ones in that book that I was interested in. And actually, Cloak and Dagger separately, I thought were really cool characters. And then I just never found any books about that. But then again, as a 9 or 10-year-old kid, it's not like I could walk into a comic store and know where to look. And at that time, customer service wasn't really a thing yet. And you walk in, and you're basically dealing with a variant on the comic book guy from The Simpsons. Where
I was going to say a lot of shops around the country that has never changed.
Stinky stores,
True.
girls. I got my comics at a Revco pharmacy. That's where I got mine, from a spinner rack, sadly.
Yeah, well, and then they eventually got video games in there, so I was going in there for different reasons.
Yeah.
But and then when I had my stint as a Magic player,
tough times.
That was some weird times.
Yeah.
High school was crazy.
So, Charlie, any thoughts about Cloak and Dagger?
I mean, the Freeform angle is akin to the Lifetime Network, but me. I mean, I'm going to take a peek, just like I'm going to take a peek at Legion that's coming up on it's either FX or FXX. in the next week or so, because it's a Marvel property, and you know that I'm a Marvel guy, and anything they're going to pop out there, I'm going to take a peek. And they, this is their first foray on that network, and it's obviously going to have that teen angsty kind of vibe. Will it be successful the way that, like, I watched Riverdale this week, and I'm going to talk about how I thought that was a success, or will it be like Generation X, the mutants, back in the 90s? Yeah, Matt Frewer and Bumper Robinson
and Finola Hughes.
Finola Hughes, exactly. So yeah, will they get it right, or will it be David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury? You don't know.
Or Thor and crappy Thor and crappy Daredevil on a Hulk movie.
But
I'll bet you we could posit some guesses.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
We will.
Exactly. So, yes, I will take a stab. By the sounds of it, we have about a year to wait, if not 9 months. So,
what you did there.
Ooh, I didn't even know that I did that. My God. It's amazing.
You're on it, Charlie, like Bluebonnet. But, I mean, why not? They need to appeal to a different audience because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not appealing to many people, if that. So, and they want to probably go beyond just the, the male boy nerds and, hey, go after, the romance and relationship angle. Freeform nails it and it brings in a younger audience. So I'm perfectly fine with that because, Disney XD shows all the cartoons. So you kind of need something for the kids to come up and, because there's a large audience that it just doesn't read comics anyway. So this is a way to grab them as well. So I'm fine with that. We get into movie news, gentlemen. I think this is an important story for at least one of our hosts. Yeah. They have finally announced the title for episode 8. It will be called, excuse me, got a little burp there. It will be called, yeah, thank you, Charlie. It will be called The Last Jedi. Reactions.
Will it have anything to do with The Last Dragon?
That was my question.
Is this simply a long 9, almost 12-month guessing game to figure out if Luke is going to die? Because, Trump becomes president, then Luke dies. I don't know if I can handle all those things in 2017.
Oh, that's a rough pill to swallow. That's a really rough pill to swallow.
I mean, Luke Skywalker is my first and best idol in movies at all.
I'm same.
So I don't know. This movie, Rian Johnson, the writer, the director, has already said in this article, I'm sure touches upon that this will take a darker tone. Not that there weren't some darker elements in The Force Awakens, but it's ominous. So, let's deal with ominous. I don't have a problem with it. I won't say that it doesn't do anything for me, but it does indicate a certain finality of a torch passing from Luke to possibly to Rey, and we still don't know what their relationship is. But, I heard another postulate this week that, well, what if he's the last Jedi? Because much like Kylo Ren is not a Sith, he will train her to become something other than a Jedi. So he remains the last Jedi. Doesn't mean he's going to die.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. So my thought is, I find it provocative. And I like that.
You know what the plural of Jedi is?
Jedi. It's like deer. It's like deer. It's not like every hill jack says deers.
Or moose. It's not moose.
Mooses or mice.
It's not Mises because I hate Mises to pieces.
Oh my God, I got Mises running around in my basement. No, I don't. I really don't.
Yeah,
but anyway.
So potentially it doesn't mean, because Jedi plural is Jedi, so it could mean that they are the last Jedi, and more to come. Who knows?
Right.
And it was interesting because I looked at Rian Johnson. He directed Looper, Brick. He did a lot of some of the best Breaking Bad episodes, a series a lot of people love called Terriers. He's got an interesting, and Brothers Bloom was another movie too.
I really like him as a director. Brick blew my mind when it came out. I saw Looper, but I was really tired and I don't remember a lot of it, so I need to watch it again. But I was more excited to hear he was involved with this than I was hearing about J.J. Abrams in The Force Awakens.
You know, Charlie, I think that might be a good thing to do. Remember when we saw the Fantastic Four, or we were talking about Fantastic Four, and we said we're going to watch that director's last movie to see what it informed. Maybe we should watch Looper.
I have it on DVD because April owned it before we met, so I can very easily watch it again.
Well, how about we watch that? We'll watch that. Matt, you can rewatch it, and then we can reconfirm our thoughts on what that potentially could mean for episode 8.
I'm totally down. Totally down.
Yes.
Cool. And he said his influences for this movie were 12 O'Clock High, which is actually a World War II movie about the bombing. And
it's a solid movie, too.
Yeah, and he talked about a few other things about To Catch a Thief. He talked about some other movies as well. So I like the fact that he's calling those out because some of those were about dark times and a turn, though, that are like 12 O'Clock High was all about how we were losing, and all of a sudden we saw some light in the darkness and had a turn of the tide in our bombing rate. So maybe there's some hope there at the end. It'd be kind of cool.
Well, it'll be interesting to see a turn because obviously the end of The Force Awakens was a big victory for this fledgling resistance against the First Order, which is smaller, but still took this big blow and took out the base of the home world of the Republic, but was dealt this crippling blow and then scurried off to wherever they came from. So how powerful are they? I mean, how much more support does the Resistance have now that, because Leia was on her own, and they were like, you're crazy. There's no threat from the First Order. What the hell is that? And then they blow everybody up. So now everybody's going to be like, well, maybe Leia's not so crazy after all. So maybe she's running the show again.
Probably.
Maybe she's ascended to some higher authority. Her two big generals are Finn and Poe. And so I'm curious to see how the power structure will kind of transform after everything that happened in the Force Awakens. That's what I'm curious about.
Well, then how does Carrie Fisher's death play into that too?
Well, I mean, she had completed her filming scenes.
But does that mean do they do anything, or do we not know about that until episode 9? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
not.
Yeah, and they said they're not going to digitally. And we talked about this before. How are they going to represent her? If they're not going to kill her off in this movie, then they've said they're not going to do a Princess Leia from Rogue One where they digitally insert her.
Right.
So, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Rogue One again, and the Tarkin, and that still bothers me.
Yeah.
Still bothers me.
See, now, actually, while we're on the subject, is Grandma I didn't see Rogue One till recently.
Oh,
life, dude.
Whatever.
Not everybody can see it 8 times, Charlie.
But
okay, it's only
now
4,
is Grand Moff Tarkin complete CGI?
Yes.
No. He was an actor.
Well, yes, they put his face.
His face was ping pong balled. It was superimposed. They used an actor that had some similarity in his facial features and his height and whatever it is, and then they ping pong balled his face. And because Peter Cushing's been dead for a number of years.
Yeah, he's the actor. I was like, man, they actually have. Wow, that's impressive. But then I'm like looking at it the entire time, I'm like, something's off about that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's what was just kind of driving me nuts the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, well, we will find out. Hopefully we'll find out soon because we're waiting for the trailer. Hopefully has to drop soon because Episode 7 trailer dropped in November the year before it launched, almost like 13 months. And now it's, we're, 10 months away or almost 10 months away.
I will say in their defense, Episode 7 had no other Star Wars related competition. Where Episode 8 has Rogue One, and Kathleen Kennedy went on record as saying, we want to give Rogue One some space. We don't want anything to compete with it on the Star Wars level. So that being, Rogue One is starting to kind of wind down. It's down to about $5 million at the box office this weekend. So it's kind of on its way down, and it'll be in theaters for maybe another month, maybe 2 months. And by the time that goes by, we'll be into March, April. That's when Scuttlebutt says we might see a trailer. That makes sense. That makes business sense to me. I think.
Maybe, but it's not like people can go just drop Rogue One and see Episode 8 right away. So it might reignite some excitement to see Rogue One last time before it goes out of the theaters. That's my thought.
Yeah,
that could work too.
Yeah. Oh well, but something that is coming up very soon, and I am super excited for, is the latest and probably last trailer we will see for Logan before it drops, is the Red Band trailer for Logan. And Holy cow, this is the movie I said that was my most anticipated for 2017, and this trailer just gave me the vibe that I wanted to see. This is Unforgiven, a superhero version of Unforgiven, and I am so excited for this. This trailer shows despair, but it also shows potential hope with a new generation of mutants. And one of my favorite parts of the trailer was Logan is looking at some comic books the girl's reading, and they're all X-Men comics. So it's kind of funny that they're kind of bringing that element in it, that someone actually, because mutants were a real thing in the world, someone made X-Men comics of them in their real world. So I like that a lot. So I can't wait for this movie. We're going to do a spoiler cast on this movie. I cannot wait. Matt, what did you think about Logan?
I watched the trailer, and I don't know if it's because I don't know the material or because I'm just not interested. It just doesn't do anything for me, but I recognize that it is a big part of cinema culture today, and I'm not going to fault those who enjoy it, because if you like it, watch it. If you're not interested, don't go see it. Just that way you won't hear me when it comes out going, "Oh, I saw that," just because.
I got to be honest with you. The most exciting part of this movie was some news we got this week that Sir Patrick Stewart will be playing the poop emoji. So I think he stands head and shoulder above other cast members. No, this is great. And Todd, I know your reverence for the Old Man Logan miniseries, and then he's an ongoing character. At least I think he is in the Marvel Universe, unless they've retconned him again. I don't know. Is that character still around after Secret Wars?
Yes. See, the Old Man Logan character is still around. The young Logan, young Wolverine is actually nowhere to be seen yet, and that kind of still pisses me off. But
right.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I love Old Man Logan. It was a really cool, Matt, just for your knowledge, Old Man Logan was a story that took place in the future, basically at the end of days where all of the mutants were dead and gone, and Logan was last man standing, and it was like Forgiven because something bad happened to him, something horrific that he was part of that caused him to not use his powers, kind of like how Clint Eastwood stopped in Unforgiven, basically using his gun skills and things like that. So this is kind of that take on it. So if you're not interested, I totally get it, but for me, because my son's name is Logan, my X-Men were my favorite Marvel property as a kid growing up. It's just, it's been one of my favorite things. So for me, this means a lot, because especially after the downturn with the last X-Men movie, I have high hopes that this will basically put Fox in a position where they take a different viewpoint on how they treat those characters.
Yeah, I'm down. And so we get this, what is it, March 3? 3 or 10?
10th.
10th.
The 3rd.
Yeah, it's and I said I have a weird thing for numbers. February 10th is the Lego Batman movie, so I'm very fired up about that. That's the next thing I'm really looking forward to.
Oh crap! That's the same day as the Nintendo Switch. Damn.
Oh my goodness! What are we all gonna do?
Decisions.
Well, I'll have that system for the rest of my life. Oh well, or at least for next.
Yeah, right.
Oh well.
Right. Till they deal it away.
Exactly. Oh well.
At least till the son's out of college.
Exactly. So that wraps up the news for this week. But gentlemen, I hear some yacht rock in the background calling us.
Oh my goodness! So I hear the Doobie Brothers.
Oh my goodness! So let's check out.
Minute by Minute's a really good album.
Minute
by
minute.
I keep holding on. What a fool believes. We can do this all day.
Yes.
Moving on.
Time for the Geek Easy, gentlemen.
This is Yacht Rock. Smooth rock classics from the 70s and 80s. Yacht Rock. Album out now.
We're sitting in the Geek Easy. We got the Yacht Rock on.
Where's my Manhattan? Oh, you said Geek Easy. Speak my fault.
Yeah, no, not. And there will be no Manhattan transfer here. That's cut.
No. Oh, amen, brother. Yeah. They show up and start to fight.
And I have ordered all of the Steely Dan records destroyed, burned, and pooped on.
Todd's gonna have a Disco Sucks-esque Steely Dan rally.
Yes, I am.
I was gonna say, don't.
Steely Dan? Let's talk about this. Why do you hate Steely Dan?
I just find them to be the most boring, benign. Just it's like let's do music that we're just bored to do. It just comes off as just having no energy, no excitement, no passion. It's like I can't imagine something that's the best song in the world because it's on an elevator, and I love elevators.
I'm a big elevator fan.
I do.
I like Steely Dan, but not nearly to the degree that you hate them.
Here's an all-new Snoozak version of Hey 19.
Yeah.
Oh well. We can talk about Steely Dan all day.
I will say
long.
this: I do think it's cool that Steely Dan ended up playing a pivotal role in hip hop in the early '90s.
Sure.
They were the suit that started the whole clearing your samples thing. Otherwise,
oh really?
Yep. There was just before them. There was a lesser suit between the Beastie Boys and AC/DC because they sampled Back in Black, but they only did it on a single, so they just pulled the single because it wasn't a hit or anything. But I Know by De La Soul off of 3 Feet High and Rising was a hit, and they're like, I'll bet you we could get some money for this. Tyrone Biggums is like, we can get some money for this. And everybody just say, hey, they sampled my music. I'm going to sue them.
Oh my goodness.
When hip-hop and Steely Dan meet, only magic can happen.
True.
I will. And one last Steely Dan caveat, they did give birth to one of the corniest movies about my profession, about being in radio. 1978 FM. So it was out of print up until about 6 months ago, and my boss told me about it about 6 months before that. And I'd been searching the internet. I got to see this. It sounds so stupid. And I saw some clips on YouTube. Finally came out. Managed to get my library to order a copy so I could watch it. Had to watch it twice before it really sunk in just how bad it was. But yeah, man, Steely Dan.
I do like that theme song. I genuinely do.
We'll let Todd off the hook though. Todd, take it away. Take it away.
We're in the Geek Easy, gentlemen. We've got our drinks ready. We've got the yacht rock playing, and now it's time to see what Charlie's geeking out about this week.
Indeed. Well, TV, genre TV is kind of back this week, and I guess according to my two selections, I was watching the CW because obviously I'm the demo. 40, almost 41-year-old white male. Sure, I fit the bill.
Sure.
But no, I nailed it on watching both of these. We watch on the DVR because I'm just that hip. I'm not into live TV. But watched Supergirl this week. It was its mid-season return, and it was directed by the guy we love to hate, Todd, Mr. Kevin Smith. The guy who we can love him from the past and hate him for the present.
I like him more for his personality than his movies lately.
Oh my God, yeah, the last 10 years, some scary stuff. But anyway, he was directing kind of a fun episode that had that touched on something that I enjoy about Supergirl, which is embracing her alien roots. This had to do with Todd, I won't spoil too much. I don't know where you're at with the show.
Was this the one where they went to the alternate universe? There was human slave traders and roulette.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, it wasn't an alternate universe per se, but it was a planet.
No, it was just a dimension portal, right?
Yeah, on.
Yeah.
So she and what's his butt, the Daxamite, she's basically mentoring, pop on over to this other planet after getting a few missing persons report. And of course, who's the missing person that they rescue? Who's a young teenage girl? Oh, it's Kevin Smith's daughter.
Because was that her? I didn't even notice her.
Yeah, she's become the Jaden Smith of all of his projects. It's After Earth. Yeah. Oh, I know. No, he sticks. You know what? And I suppose, if it was any of us and we had a child who had interest in acting, we'd find a way to stick him in.
You know what? Sofia Coppola is a prime example of never to put your relative in your movie.
Right. Or your ding dong best friend like Jason Mewes, who he stuck in an episode of Flash that he did last year. But,
really? I didn't remember that. God.
Yeah, Kevin Smith has kind of become part and parcel because he's kind of the ultimate DC fanboy. He's gotten in good with these CW types. So he's done The Flash. He's done Supergirl now. He's kind of gotten into their stable. So I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy him. I certainly noticed a bit more of his humor in this episode than you would usually see in an episode of the show, which I enjoy anyhow. So yeah, it was good. It was a good kickoff. I enjoy watching that show. But the other thing, and we just watched this morning, and it was on, I don't know, Thursday, was Riverdale. Todd, did you catch it yet?
I heard some people talking about it. Sounds like it's definitely going that Gossip Girl route.
Is this the Archie's Riverdale?
It is.
Yes, it's the grim and gritty reboot you never knew you wanted. And let me tell you this, whether it's like Gossip Girl or not, I have no clue. I loved it. I really did. I really loved it. I didn't find it to be quite as CW-ish as perhaps Vampire Diaries.
Was it Dawson's Creek-like in its dialogue?
No.
No?
Well,
good. Thank God for that. Oh,
man.
Charlie and I love Dawson's Creek in college.
We sure did.
And you're both incorrect. I'll say it.
Oh, my goodness.
PC and Joey rock. Oh.
It was very dark. It was very, sins of the father, sins of the mother visited upon the children. Some real cliches in there. The gay best friend, the closeted homosexual here and there, bitchy cheerleaders, but it's a murder mystery.
Did they make Jughead a gay best friend? Is that what happened?
No, but they made Moose gay.
Oh, and
really?
there is a gay character in the Archie comics called Kevin Keller, and there was a big deal about that.
That's him. That's the gay best friend.
And he's really gay in the comics, so at least that's, accurate.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Todd, did you DVR this one or not so much?
I didn't. I was expecting to hear feedback, and some people have said it's fun, it's interesting, the dialogue's very witty and very pop culture based, and they did some things like some cheap thrills, like somebody's having an affair with the teacher, and the girls are doing a lesbian kiss, and just those things are like, oh my god, titillation for titillation.
Right, but it was, it's very...
It's like, we can't go full Game of Thrones, but we're going to give you a little bit of dirt.
That's right. Brothers and sisters are off limits, unfortunately.
even the lesbian kiss, which was between Betty and Veronica, I'll give you that much.
Of course it was.
Was really put upon as, come on, that doesn't excite anybody. We don't care. What another character said about it. So I enjoyed it. This one will stay on the DVR. I'll continue to watch it because it's fun. It's a dirty little bit of fun. Is it like Gossip Girl? I have no idea. I mean, that always looked. Or I'm thinking of a Pretty Little Liars. That's what I'm thinking of. That I was like,
By looking at Matt's face, though, I can tell that he's like, how do I get to watch this right away?
I mean, I'll be honest, like, you got me intrigued.
All right. Well, then give it a shot.
Like, as you guys are talking about this, all I think of is that, going back to Kevin Smith, I'm thinking about a scene in Chasing Amy where Banky and the...
Holden.
No, not Holden. But Jason... No, the Jason Lee's character. And
gotcha.
The gay black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Are talking Hooper. Comics, and he's like, there's no way Archie is screwing Mr. Weatherby.
Is Mr. Weatherby on this show?
The lines, and he's like, he just wants to help him with his homework. Deny.
Yeah. I was going to say, why do you think Jughead wears that crown? He's Butch and Archie's bitch.
Oh, my goodness. He's the king. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the king. Mr. Weatherby does get a name drop, so yes, I'll give you that much. Yes. So anyway,
is he who was killed?
We have to stay tuned now.
No, he is not who is killed.
Wasn't there like an old lady, or the principal, or something on that show too, or the high school? Wasn't there like an old lady that was like Mr. Weatherby's age, and they were getting on?
I'll tell you what. The next time I'm in the supermarket checkout, I will grab a 300-page Archie's Digest that'll cost $3.
That's a throwback.
And I will let you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was fun. It's dark. It's got an edge. Check it out, guys. Check it out. I would like to know what you thought.
Sounds perfect. Matt, what are you geeking out about this week?
Surprise! I'm geeking out about vinyl yet again because I
Shiver
always
me
am.
timbers.
I know, right? I don't know a funny expression of surprise that I could think of right now.
Oh, okay. Gasp and swoon?
Sure, yeah, that. What Todd said, again. I'm part of this record club called Vinyl Me Please, and it's a really cool concept if you have adventurous music taste and an interest in vinyl. You pay like somewhere between $25 and $30 a month. You receive a limited edition pressing, which seems extortionate for a record. but it's usually 180 gram, which is sturdy, and it's limited edition, which is always nice. And you get a 12 by 12 art print because it's the size of a record, and they give you a cocktail recipe.
Ooh.
Now, another dimension of my nerdery that I didn't really discuss earlier is I'm a big fan of beer.
Mm-hmm.
So cocktails are never really my speed, but I look at their cocktails and I'm like, man, I want to try these. Maybe one day I'll actually buy all the spirits needed to make one and try it. But it's a really cool thing. They also open up their store to limited edition pressings of titles they curate. Most of them are exclusive to their store. It's a really cool thing. And this month's album was an album from 2007 that I'm a super fan of by an artist called Panda Bear. Panda Bear is a member of the Animal Collective, probably my favorite band post the year 2000. And it's a really good album. If you haven't heard it, Spotify it, YouTube it, check it out. If you like it, I hope you find a way to get it. But in their store, their store, basically the way they do it is their store opens up when they announce the next month's title, and then when you order from the store, it comes with your next title that you receive. So last month, their store included Tribe Called Quest's newest album,
nice,
which is a masterpiece in my opinion. A masterpiece from Nigerian funk super god Fela Kuti.
Sure.
It's called Zombie. It's if you like funk music, you like brass, you like rhythm.
Oh yeah,
good stuff there, and it's very political, which is nice. And probably the most special album to me is I got the Trainspotting soundtrack from them.
Oh my!
It's double LP, bright orange vinyl, and it is damn near spectacular.
Nice.
I was actually genuinely worried about this coming out on vinyl again because New Order, the song that they have on it's called Temptation. It's probably my favorite song by that band, but that version is super hard to find anywhere because it was not part of an album, and I think the only way it was released was on their 1987 compilation Substance. And which is a great compilation. If you're interested in 80s synth pop, check out Substance.
New Order's fantastic.
That will satiate you for months. But that version of Temptation is actually that soundtrack when it came out in like 1995, 96-ish. I was a angsty 16-year-old. It kind of changed my life in ways that I did not expect.
Charlie, how old were we when we saw that at the Odeon?
Which movie? Which movie was that?
Trainspotting.
What did you say? 96. I was 20. You were 21.
Yeah. That movie was awesome. We had a great time seeing that. It kind of blew our minds.
Yeah, I lived in Iowa at the time, and there was this terrible theater that only showed indie movies on the south side of Des Moines called the Fleur 4, and I saw it there.
South side.
Yep. They still do that because they're that far behind.
Well, I think the Odeon had like how many seats in it? Like 30. That theater was tiny.
Are you talking about the outer six, the Odeon?
No, the Odeon. That was that little indie theater that was in, like the Lansing Mall.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, dirt theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but they actually were ambitious. They had there were probably a good 200 seats per theater, which seemed big. Considering most of the movies I saw there, like I saw Bottle Rocket when it opened there.
Oh wow!
I saw Rushmore when it opened there, and I saw Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when it opened there. And the crowds that I was in with were less than 10 every time. And I saw Trainspotting by myself on opening night. I was the only person in the theater.
And that baby gave you nightmares.
No, it didn't actually.
Oh, really?
I thought I still think that is one of the better redemption movies, I guess we could call it, drug redemption movies, in film history. And people talk about Requiem for a Dream like it's some sort of masterpiece. I'm like, nah, Danny Boyle did it pretty well with Trainspotting. And when I actually, the first time I bought the book Trainspotting, there was the most appropriate back of the book quote on it, and it said, "This belongs on everybody's bookshelf next to the Bible."
Oh my heavens.
And you just see a coked out heroin head on the cover. It's just like, yep, there's a message here, and I'm down with it.
Awesome.
But yeah, so
well, that's cool.
That's
cool service.
It really is, and that's
it's like Loot Crate for vinyl. That's I like that how the thing that's on. And that reminds me, because I love that soundtrack, and I realized I don't own it, so I'm gonna have to actually look into that. That's a good idea. Cool, man.
It's worth your time.
Yeah. Well, for me, 2 things this week. The Magicians are back. Season 2 is kicked off on Sci-Fi. If you've not heard before, I loved Season 1. It's based on a series by Lev Grossman. I believe 3 books. I'm not exactly... My wife loved the TV series so much, she decided to read the books, but she's saying, definitely, if you're interested in it, the books and the TV series are significantly different enough that they do things differently, but you can appreciate both. But for me, I loved it. It was one of my favorite seasons of TV I've ever watched. And Season 2 is back. It picks up like a shot out of hell. Oh my god. This thing takes off running at 60 miles an hour. It's fantastic. Love it. They don't miss a beat. And for Matt, I don't know if you're familiar with the series, but basically it's like Harry Potter in grad school with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's all. I'll put it out there. It's dark. It's dreary. It'll challenge you, but it's not for everybody. I totally get that.
I'm already more interested than I am in Harry Potter.
Oh, it's a great series.
Sing.
Oh, I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. It's good, bad, ugly relationships, and they do a great thing where they don't remove the curse words. They basically just silence them. So you can see what the characters are saying, but to get it on broadcast, but they don't bleep it out. They don't cut it out, which is nice. So I like that. But it's back. And if you liked Season 1, you'll love this. If you haven't watched Season 1, it's on Netflix now. So there's no excuse not to check it out, at least Episode 1. If you don't like it by Episode 1, it's probably not for you. But
we did and we didn't. So, But now my son is watching it, so April's like, well, maybe we should check it out, blah blah. But I don't know, maybe we will, maybe we won't. But yeah, it just didn't really snag me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I get it when some people say it's like Harry Potter. I say, if you think it's going to be like Harry Potter, you're not going to like it, because Harry Potter's trickly, it's sweet, it's all that fun stuff. It's about kids. This is about adults who unfortunately are screwed up individuals most of the time, and they're making bad decisions, and they're, magic just complicates things. So it makes for a difficult hero. The main character, I've said, is a character you don't root for, because he is so wishy-washy and so he doesn't make the right decisions. But he struggles through it, and you realize it's probably a more realistic character than most of these heroes we see on TV. So there's something about that, and he's trying to do the best job he can. So I like that. That's Magicians. Check it out. It's on Sci-Fi. Season 1 is out, and Season 2 is now available, and if you have on demand, it's probably out there too. For me, though, another thing I want to talk about...
I want to check that out. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm like, based on your little talk about it, I'm like, what? I think I'm going to check this out.
Yeah, at least
I'm going to check this out for Todd.
Watch the trailer.
Make him a believer.
Season 1, and watch that. If it interests you at all, I think it's well worth checking out at least one episode and see what you think. Okay. I'd love to hear what you have to say, Matt. Definitely post in the group and let us know.
Sure, we'll do.
With video games, though, Dishonored 2. I think I've stated this before, but I really liked Dishonored 1 until my Xbox 360 said, I can't play this game anymore. It decided to almost die on me. I'm
out!
It was like the last game on my Xbox 360 before I traded it and said, I think my Xbox 360 is gone, because Xbox One was launching. But I liked it, but I just couldn't continue. So I said, well, you know what? I got to get back to that eventually. I never did. I have it on Steam. But Dishonored 2 launched this fall, and my mom got it for me for Christmas. My mom doesn't buy me Christmas presents usually, especially games. But it was on my
mom still buys me socks and T-shirts.
Well, there you go. Your mom's more practical than mine.
I like socks and T-shirts.
Yeah, everybody does.
I mean, I don't have a well, she buys me like just white T-shirts. Like we can always use socks. We're men. We just need socks for some reason. But like, I just like, why are you buying me stuff that I should buy myself?
Exactly. Underwear,
and then she's like, are you buying it for yourself? I'm like, when I need them. But I will take these shirts that you gave me, even though I need them.
Exactly. You'll never say no to underwear or undershirts. Exactly.
True. This is true. Yeah.
Now, but Dishonored 2 is on my Amazon wish list. My mom saw it, bought it for me. I appreciate that. And it was actually cool. Dishonored 2 came with a code for Dishonored 1, like the Fantastic Edition, Matt. So it came with all the DLC for the first one.
Yeah.
So I have it as well. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get into jump into Dishonored 2 and see what I think, because I hate giving myself more homework than I need to and having to beat the first game first and then go to the second one. I'm like, you know what? If I really love Dishonored 2, I'll go back after I finish it and go back to Dishonored 1. So I'm not making myself more homework. My pile of shame doesn't need to be much higher anyways.
Yeah.
So Dishonored, for anyone cares, it's basically this weird, like, I don't want to say steampunk, but it's this alternate reality where magic exists. It's almost like in a 1880 England type environment, like Dickensian, I guess is what you would call it.
It's weird rules of the game, sort of. Like it's like that turn of the century, like erudite. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a weird cultural reference, which is crazy.
It definitely is. It feels like you're in London or some type of European country. The art style is definitely exaggerated for the characteristics of the characters. There is magic. There's but gunplay, sword play as well. So it's a weird mix of different things. And stealth is
teleporting too, right?
Yep, exactly. They call it blinking, where you have stealth, but then you have this blinking mechanic, which is basically you look over there, and all of a sudden you can be there by teleporting. It's very cool. So I haven't gotten to that part in Dishonored 2 yet, and both of these games both start off with a huge, they build up the universe, and then they tell you, like the first one, the Empress is assassinated, and you are kind of the protector, and you're basically framed for her death, and you're going to try to redeem yourself and solve the crime, basically solve who killed her. The second one is, which I liked, is they start off where you are the protector 15 years later, and your daughter is now of age, and she is the Empress, and she's sitting on the throne, and she is, and this is the very beginning of the game, so I'm not spoiling anything. This woman, who happens to be the former Empress's sister, says, I'm coming to regain the throne from my niece, because I'm the royal heir, not my niece, and chaos breaks loose. Basically, they kill everybody. The protector and the Empress are there back to back, trying to defend themselves from this supposed threat to the crown. And it stops, pauses. And Matt, you'll know this conundrum very. This happens a lot in video games, where you are now having to pick a character, either the protector, Corvo, or Emily, the Empress. Mm-hmm. The problem is, both characters have different characteristics, abilities, and things like that. This is what I hate in video games. They make me have to choose before I actually know what type of character I want to play as, because they don't play the same. So that's frustrating.
True.
That's frustrating.
Well,
it's like an RPG. Do you pick like the mage? Do you pick the warrior? Do you pick the the thief?
Yeah, but see, the thing, I think that idea is, like, you go back to the thing that video games is, or at least when it's done correctly, you don't need to know how they're going to play in advance, because the game is supposed to build in a way to teach you. Sure. Now, there are some games that do this horribly wrong. Late period Legend of Zelda, Assassin's Creed. They tutorialize the hell out of it to the point where it is about as bored as Charlie looks right now. But the idea there is, we're going to teach you this one way. And then if you want to come back, maybe you don't want to play this way again. You want to try something different.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with you, because, we're both adults and we don't have a lot of time to do things like that. So it becomes, well, all right, I don't know how this is going to shake out. So I guess I'm going to go this way. And if I really enjoy it, maybe I'll come back and try the other way. And while I agree with your sentiments, I sort of understand the other side of it.
Okay.
So
well, the funny part is I actually got to play both characters because I picked the more stealthy guy, and they don't tell you how they play differently, but I knew, hearing about people talking about this game, they play differently enough that it would potentially make you happy for the game in that style, or maybe bore you. So I picked the Protector Corvo, who is a more stealthy guy, and the funny part is I got stuck in a part where it's like it's stealthy, and I don't like stealth games, but I know in Dishonored there was a way to avoid just stealth only. Like you could always get out of a situation or do things, so it wasn't like hemming you into say if you don't like stealth, you're gonna hate this game. It gave you a little more options, which is good.
It's not like Thief.
Yeah, exactly. Not a Thief at all. But the scenario, I got into this and I'm like, everything I did, and I tried 15 times, I died every time. Like, I don't know. I'm frustrated with this game. I'm going to stop playing it and just trade it in. But I thought, well, let me see. Maybe I missed something. So apparently I did miss something, and there was a way out of the scenario. They didn't want you to go that way where I went, where you died. They wanted you to do something else. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that. Went to boot up my game, Matt. Guess what happened? Corrupted save. I had to start over again. So this time I said, you know what? I'm going to turn, lemons into lemonade.
Hashtag nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. Lemons into lemonade. And I decided to be Emily this time. So I'm going to try that and see if it plays a little bit differently. But I love the environment. I like the abilities you have, and they had this mechanic last game where it's called the Heart, where you triggered it, Matt, and what it would do is bring in secrets and voices from the environment that would inform you about secrets where you could find things, and it was basically it was a narrative mechanic, which is kind of cool. It was kind of like Batman, where it's like your night vision or whatever that shows where the enemies are and things like that. But this would kind of cover mechanics. So really cool. I don't know if that's going to be in this one. It might be, but I don't know that yet. But I was just totally frustrated last night. But I'm like, you know what? I bet I was missing something, and I totally was. So I'm glad I looked that up, because I would have traded this game and not given it a second chance. So I'm going to give it another try again.
Not for nothing, I've heard more people positive about playing as Emily than the other character. So
okay. Yeah, and that's what I asked. I asked
hopefully that does something. Hopefully that brings you in a little bit. So.
I hope so too. And I asked some people, I'm like, which one would you choose? And it was funny because somebody actually mentioned Emily. They said, if you like chaos, go with Emily. I'm like, I do like chaos. I'm the guy that it's like Pulp Fiction, running in, shoot. I'm like, oh crap, that's me.
Yep.
Oh well. So Dishonored 2. I'm really excited to get more into that. This is probably going to be the last game I play, plus Gears of War, and then potentially Batman Telltale before the Switch comes out. So this is my plug into that. So I'm excited to try this game and really have a unique experience that's different than Zelda or other games. So, well, gents, time to pay your tab, the Geek Easy. I believe, Charlie, is our dishwasher the same dishwasher we've had in the past?
Oops, ouch. I guess so. I don't think Dan Fogelberg's ghost is going to get us off this time.
Oh, no. Crap. Oh, well. So Dan Fogelberg
Dan Fogelberg. Yeah. Never count on that guy for anything. Never. No. Never do it.
One day maybe we'll...
Logan, Messina, they're all happy-go-lucky, but then they just leave.
They do. Well, potentially, hopefully, our recommendations to make him head dishwasher will hold some weight with the staff of the Geek Easy, and he'll get that promotion he's wanted.
He'll get that extra quarter an hour. Very exciting.
We're better off just ditching the Fogelberg and just calling up Leo Sayer, because he'd be really happy just to be mentioned at this point.
You make me feel like dancing. I want to dance.
Oh, I'm so glad you both did that. Oh, that was great.
It's one of my wife's favorite songs. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite terrible songs of all time.
Like short people. Yeah, that's another bad song too.
Or Disco Duck.
Oh God. Rick Dees.
No, Rick Dees could take a long walk off a short cliff.
Oh, Rick Dees, whatever happened to him? Oh boy. We leave the Geek Easy, and we actually are going to go into a new game. It's the IMDB Name That Movie quiz.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
So this week we've got a new game. There's actually a podcast that kind of does something similar to this, and I thought this sounds like a lot of fun and should challenge us on a new level, which is all three of us picked a movie, and two people have to actually guess it based on the IMDb keywords of the plot. So basically, I picked one, just as an example. It's Maleficent, and some of the keywords that you'd have to guess to pick this film was dark fantasy, fairy, true love, needle, scenic beauty, so on and so forth. How many will it take for each of us to guess a movie? So, this week, I will start us off. So, Matt and Charlie, I will be naming off IMDB keywords, and you guys can play at home along if you want to, or play with your friends on a separate day, and try to figure out the name of the movie. So, Charlie and Matt, I will be naming off keywords. So,
all right, okay, let's do it.
Here we go. Right. Are you ready?
Teamwork, dreamwork, Charlie. Let's do this.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Rock band. Parallel dimension. Outer space.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Unlikely friendship.
Okay, no.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Sexual attraction.
Oh, crap.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Outer space adventure. All right, keep going.
Okay. Miniskirt.
What is it?
Josie and the Pussycats?
They weren't in space?
I don't know.
Female band.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was... is it the Runaways?
Remember, this is a genre film.
Genre film. Female band, sexual attraction.
Female band, sexual attraction.
Outer space. Unlikely friendship.
Unlikely friendship.
Evil alien.
Oh, well, there's a shocker. We're in outer space. Of course the aliens are evil.
They're not the friendly ghosts?
Laser.
Is it Spaceballs?
No.
No.
Cult film.
Cult.
Ice Pirates? God, I love that movie.
Hot Tub.
Hot Tub Time Machine of the Future.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2?
Character name and title.
Character name and title.
Oh, okay. Character name and title. So that means... Oh, crap.
1980s.
1980s. The Last Starfighter. No, there's
no. The character. No, I could see the movie. I know. I've seen this movie. I could.
Well, describe.
Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian female band, sexual attraction, 1980s, outer space, parallel dimension. I know this movie. I know it.
Upskirt.
Ooh, there's an upskirt. I want to see this movie. Man,
Vicious Lips.
Topless.
Oh, it's Total Recall.
That wasn't in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
1990.
Car explosion.
Car explosion.
I'm still thinking it's The Last Starfighter, but clearly it's not.
Okay, based on comic book.
Based on a comic book. Gem and the Holograms?
That was not. No, it wasn't a movie in the 80s.
Yes, it was. Gem and the Holograms.
Box office flop.
Howard the Duck.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I notoriously avoided interspecies, sentient duck.
Right. Oh my god. All right. I want to go next.
How is that a genre picture?
Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck is a Marvel comic.
Is it just sci-fi?
George Lucas produced that. Yes. It's a Marvel comic book character. Come on.
George Lucas produced that as a genre itself.
There is a special episode of the Goldbergs about Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
That was great. Yeah. Okay, Charlie, it's your turn.
Okay.
Matt and I will get this right.
Okay. This let's get rolling. Accountant. Apocalypse. Bible quote. Blockbuster. Box office hit. Central Park, Manhattan, New York City.
Oh, is this Ghostbusters?
Ah! God damn it! Yes.
Ghostbusters?
Well, remember, what's his name was an accountant?
Right.
Rick Moranis. Remember?
Yeah, I thought.
When he was throwing the party for the people because he had all those.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, that's digging deep.
Matt,
I thought I was gonna stretch it out further.
And now I'm horrible at 20 questions, but I'm great at this apparently.
Fair enough.
Because Charlie, I've been on Matt and Corey's podcast several times, and they do the 20 questions, and I've never won on that podcast.
You won once. You won once.
Did I? Okay.
We've done it obviously on this show too, and it can be challenging. All right, I guess it's Matt's turn then. Todd, you and I are teaming up.
Okay, Matt, we're ready.
All right. First up, breaking the fourth wall.
Deadpool.
No.
There you go.
Character name in title.
Oh no, I think I know what this is.
Deadpool.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
Okay.
Nightclub.
Night at the Roxbury.
No. Reference to Hugh Hefner.
The Aviator. No. Wait.
Talking in bed after sex.
Anchorman?
No. Kissing in public.
Hugh Hefner.
Oh, wait a second. Was it that 500 Days of Summer?
Nope. Reckless driving.
Blues Brothers?
No.
Oh.
Lesson Zero?
No.
License to Drive? I don't know. Okay.
Well, your guests are progressively getting closer to the decade it came out in. Playing tennis.
Oh, is it Fletch?
No.
I'll have a margarita and a steak sandwich
Mixed doubles tennis.
Oh God, more tennis?
Yeah. Taking a picture.
Of tennis.
Reference to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a second. Is it Tommy Boy?
Oh.
Damn.
It's a two-word title.
Tommy Boy.
Reference to the Warren Commission report.
JFK. A-OK.
Reference to Groucho Marx.
Groundhog's Day?
No. Reference to Franz Kafka.
Oh, good lord.
The Metamorphosis. Oh my God.
Neurosis.
This isn't The Matrix, is it?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Is it Spaceballs? There was a Kafka reference in there.
No.
Ah.
Reference to Sigmund Freud.
And it's a genre movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-mm.
Oh, jeez. What do we got left?
A lot.
Matt's saving the best for last. Oh my God.
Adult playing self as child.
Oh God, is this like Jack?
Nope.
No.
Or oh jeez. Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie?
No.
Ah.
Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York City. That's a keyword, apparently.
It's not like big though, because you said it was 2 words. So big would be Coney Island.
Is it the Warriors? That was Coney Island.
No.
Damn it.
Coney Island.
I think I picked a movie that's not geeky enough for this show.
Okay.
I have to get more obvious, Matt, your keywords.
Urban setting. Directed by its star.
Oh my God.
Is it Rocky?
No.
Oh,
Rocky
he did.
Stallone did not direct Rocky. John G. Albertson directed Rocky.
No, but he did write it. He did write it.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. Let's see.
Written and directed by George Lucas.
No.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No.
Oh God, I don't know. How many more do we get?
I've got Lobster. Fake subtitles. Reference to Marshall McLuhan.
Oh God, I'm off.
Jeez.
I think this is too deep of a cut for us, Matt.
Yeah, the last cut is the deepest.
Annie Hall by Woody Allen.
Oh, I've never seen it.
But still, I'm like, Where's that connection? I don't know. I give up.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, no, that's it. That's
I guess we have to. Okay,
yeah.
I think
he didn't say the name of a movie to throw you off. That was the name.
No, that's the movie Annie Hall.
Annie Hall. Oh my God, that's Movie Geek, definitely. Then.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. Yeah,
best picture. I thought you guys might be.
Matt, you talk about video games and comic books. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a little too cerebral for this crowd, but you stumped us. I'll give you that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? Props to you for giving us the old stumperoo. Not bad.
Now, if you like romance movies, that's a really good one.
I heard that's his best. Yeah, I heard it's his best.
Definitely. And it's funny. Well, Manhattan's probably his best.
Sure.
Annie Hall is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal movie.
Phenomenal. All right.
Well, we got 2 wins and 1 loss. So well. I was a loss.
You got a Meatloaf score. 2 out of 3.
Ain't bad.
Yeah.
Baby, we can talk all night.
Hey.
All right.
You know what? We'll take it. Oh well. I hope you guys had fun with that game. That was kind of a new thing we wanted to try. I think it's worth trying again. Maybe we can massage it a little bit, make it a little more fun. But that was a lot of fun, actually. So, on that note, I think it's some time for some Geek Love.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
So we're in the Geek Love. This is our segment where we throw some Geek Love out to someone in the community or in the world of geek that's doing some cool stuff that we're excited about. So, Charlie, you got one this week.
Yeah, I'm a massive big fan of this podcast. And, for me, a lot of podcasts come and go, except for ours, which is the greatest one in the uniest.
Of course.
I mean, I'm not here.
Yes.
Next to platinum achievements that Matt does.
No, well, I would. My life has been leading me here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Simply put, I'm not hearing anybody say that it's not the greatest podcast anywhere, so I'm just running with it. The only podcast that I really stick with, a lot come and go, is the Weekly Planet podcast. It's a couple of buddies out of Australia that are basically the Australian versions of Todd and myself. They're chums, they riff, they have a good time. Their knowledge is very deep when it comes to comic lore, when it comes to genre stuff. It's a fun show, and they're hilarious. And a lot of the humor is universal, though some of it is very Australian, and I enjoy that too. One of the two guys, it's they may use surnames. I've never really been able to find out much about who they really are, but one of the two guys also has a great YouTube channel called Mr. Sunday Movies. Apparently, he watches movies on Sundays, and that's when he records his podcast, where he'll come on and he'll do a little, here's 10 things you missed, 10 Easter eggs you missed in this trailer. And they're always really insightful. So Mr. Sunday Movies is over on YouTube. The Weekly Planet podcast you can find on iTunes. You can find it on Bandcamp, apparently, and some other places out there. So I highly recommend it. It's, besides this one, pretty much the only genre podcast, or really any podcast I listen to on an ongoing basis. So Weekly Planet, Mr. Sunday Movies. I'll give you some love out there, on Twitter and on our page as well. I would love to find a way to have you guys be a part of our show, even though the time difference is probably like 3 weeks in the past. I think they're like a day and a half in the past.
Actually, I do believe they are 12 hours in the future.
That's right.
12 hours in the future, exactly. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but how fun would it be to talk to these guys? But whether you're way too famous for us, I don't know. But I will put it out there, because I'd love to have you be a part of our thing. So anyway, guys, love your work. You've got a fan in me.
Woohoo! All right, Matt. Any geek love you want to throw out?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm talking to my 2 favorite geeks.
Aww.
So I would much. I'm like, I love what Corey and I do. I love what I do on the Platinum Achievements. But you guys got my heart. And so you guys keep being you. Don't change.
Aww. Thank you, Matthew. Goodness. Awesome.
Not a problem.
Well, and I just want to throw out some more geek love to Daniel Davis at Super Games and Entertainment. He's at Super Games Nova on Twitter. And if you want to check out some interesting game stories and some editorials, he's got them out there. But this week he's talking about Mass Effect Andromeda, which is takes a part of my heart. It's my favorite game series of all time. I'm so excited about this series. And hopefully I'll be done with Zelda by the time Mass Effect Andromeda comes out, because I will have to stop playing Zelda to play this game. So if you're interested in that game and other things in gaming, check out Supernova Games Entertainment at Games Supernova. Man. Before we leave, Matt, tell us what you're up to and how we can follow you on the interwebs.
Moi? I am, as I say on the Platinum Achievement podcast and NGR Radio, I am Matthew Kiel, Infinite_Rewind on every platform I want to be on. If I'm not Infinite_Rewind on the platform that you are talking to Infinite_Rewind on, don't talk to them anymore. They are lying to you. And you know, I'm super into music. I do like movies. I'm into beer. I like talking about video games. I actually just genuinely like talking to people. So yeah, check me out on NGR Radio. Check me out on Platinum Achievement Podcast. Find me in both of their groups on Facebook, as well as the Secret Friends Unite group. Also, I've been writing again. I was a music critic from 2005 to 2010, and Corey has graciously allowed me the opportunity to write about music on the DNAnetwork.net. I'm currently in the midst of writing 2 pieces. I'm trying to review the new Run the Jewels album, and it's not going very well. So I think I might actually review something else before I do that one. And I'm also currently working on a list of albums that should have been on my top 20 of 2016, but sadly there was only 20 spots, and these guys should be there, but they're not.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Love having you on, Matt.
Love being here.
Yeah, Matt also does another podcast, Platinum Achievements, so check that out as well if you like video games. So, but on that note, before we divert away, I'm going to be doing some giveaways, because I've got some codes to some games and such that I'd like to share with the audience at abroad. But
Gimme.
Oh, Matt, we give you all the love you can take. But for our listeners,
that's right. My hands are full now. I mean, I can't take any more.
If you can tell us what Matt's pick was on the IMDB game, I will bless you with a code. You can reach out on Twitter at SeekFriendsU or in our Secret Friends group as well. And on that note, Charlie, take it away.
Coming up right along with the pooper scooper to sweep up after you. Friends, thank you as always for joining us. We are an offshoot, a clone, a genetic copy of the Secret Friends Facebook community and podcast page. As Todd mentioned, find us over on Twitter at Secret Friends U. Drop us a Twitter bomb. Tell us what Matt's selection was this week. Win yourself some nice swag. As always, one more time, thank you. I'm going to tell you that sharing is caring, and to keep on trucking.
Banana and out.
Be the hero, not the villain.
In a truck.
On a road.